Welcome to the Nomad Patrol. This is the first episode of the in-depth series that's gonna look at every single detail of this car and the entire build process from start to finish, which started about 2 years ago. So let's start with the visuals first. Probably the biggest change of the Patrol is the massive Australian bull bar. This is an Ironman Series 1, I think, or Series 2 bull bar for the GU4. It's slightly different to the ones that fit a GU3, so be careful if you're buying one for a GU2 or GU3 because it won't fit because of the gap between the headlights. It's got the standard fog lights at the moment, and it's got some bike side lights and turn signals, not yet wired in. These bad boys, they're Co-Lite 9-inch. Don't know the series exactly. They're a Chinese brand, but I was honestly quite surprised with the quality and how powerful these are. So if I remember off the top of my head, these are 60,000 lumens, and I kid you not, they are bright. They have a floodlight section at the bottom, but they do have projector lights at the top, and they do have a really nice LED insert, which you can either choose from white or amber. I went with amber, and I'll show you in a second exactly how it looks like. So this is the amber version of them, which I actually prefer. I think it's a lot nicer, and I run these as my day running lights, combined with the good old candles that you can find here. Although these are not really powerful and they don't do a lot at the moment. But from what I remember, Osram just released a new series that converts the old halogens to LEDs. So you can choose that and modify it. Apart from the massive LED lights that we've recently fitted, there's nothing else really that I've done in terms of lighting. Now moving to the wheel and tire setup. So the car came standard with 17-inch alloys, which I've now changed to a 16-inch OEM Nissan alloy, which is now paired with a 315/75/60 Nitto Trail Grapplers MTs. As you can see, they're brand new. I've done probably about 2,000 miles with them. Really didn't get a lot of use. Suspension wise, we're running the Foam Cell Pro series from Ironman. They do come with a larger shock than compared to the standard one. It's probably twice the size looking at it. I think I might have a photo of them side by side from the day of me fitting them. But basically, instead of going for something like a King Shock, which has an external reservoir, these come with a lot more fluid inside for all the small bumps so they don't overheat. This is the place where a Snorkel will be fitted. I'm waiting to be able to afford a 4-inch stainless steel one from IOD Performance. I think they look really good. They're long entry, so you drill the hole, if I remember right, probably in that area, and then it goes all the way up. Do you really need a stainless steel Snorkel? Probably not, but they do look really good. You can always opt for the eBay special plastic one or a Safari version, which costs you about, I would say, probably 60 to 100 quid. Looked into it at one point. I just don't really like the look of the plastic Snorkels. Going back down on the front section, as I've slightly missed it, we've got manual locking hubs now. I was quite a big fan of the auto locking hubs that come standard, but sadly one of them failed on my last trip to Wales, and instead of buying a new one for quite a silly price, I managed to find a set of AVM manual locking hubs, which cost probably, if I remember right, give or take 200 quid. And they're really good quality. They're made in Brazil. And I won't really have to worry about the old auto hubs not locking up, which happened to me on our last trip. And now we're in 4x4. On the front, we're running no sway bar at the moment. Hopefully I'll get my disconnectable sway bar links soon. If not, I'm just gonna put some standard ones for the time being. It's had a lot of rust repairs, which I've probably mentioned in my previous video, but I'll do a close-up because I had to weld a lot in this lower section here, closer to the firewall, and in the front section, which had a hole as big as my fist. So we've got that sorted now. It's nice and tight. It's all seam sealed together. And another thing that I remember now is I've had to weld a brand new lower radiator mount. So it's an IOD performance one as well from Poland, and it's a lot sturdier than the genuine Nissan one, which had a lot of holes in it. So on the back side, we've got a Polish made rear bumper. It's not really branded. I made it at home. It comes as a big Lego. Basically it just comes in pieces and you have to weld it together. So I welded it, painted it in Raptor, same as the front bar, so it matches. We've got the UAE style depot taillights, which I think look better than the standard ones, and they're all functional. From factory, the Nissan comes with some red ones that really don't do anything because they normally have the taillights in the rear bumper. So I've slightly changed the wiring. I mean, I think 2 wires had to be added up to get a functional taillight on this side. And if I remember right, they're plug and play on the other side. Now this is quite cool. This is a Trasharoo backpack. We normally take this with us on kind of all the big trips we do. It's really good if you want to use it for either wood or just rubbish or anything that you don't want, even recovery gear that you don't really want inside the car. You can just use it in this. It's quite quick and easy to do, so it just has 2 clips either side, and then you flip it open, and it's quite large, nice and easy to use. So this is the SV model, which means it comes with the leather seats and comes with a sunroof. Now looking at the engine bay, it's really nothing too nice to look at. It's just the 3-liter Z30 engine. We've got a few supporting mods to keep the Z30 happy. We've got a Tilix valve, we've got a catch can on that side, and a welded intercooler, which hopefully will keep this nice and happy for the time being. And the Tilix valve just acts as a manual boost controller. It basically doesn't allow it to go over 16 psi, and you can choose how quickly you can build a boost up. Getting back to the technical side of the car, I've replaced all of the brake lines with nickel plated ones, which I've just made at home. The flexes were replaced with braided brake lines from a company which I cannot remember the name of, but this model is the ABS model, so it comes with 2 really long ones in the front because I decided to go with the extended front and rear brake lines, the ones that come down on the axles. It's not really necessary on a 2-inch lift, but I decided to go ahead with it because when I've opted for the spring rates on the car, I decided to go with a plus 80 kg load on the front because of the bull bar and the winch that's going to be coming. And on the back, we've got springs rated for another 200 kg. Why? Because I do plan on fitting a lot of weight in the back of the car. So I didn't really want to change the springs down the line and have issues with the vehicle not being level. Hence why at the minute you might see it being higher in the back. It's going to settle once it's going to have the correct weight. Currently it just has a rear bumper that's steel, and it has the spare tire, which kind of add probably about 50-60 kg. On the long run, I do plan on adding a lot more to the car, like side steps, which it had the factory ones, but I broke them on the first outing in Wales when there was a quite big rock. Managed to get a vehicle on an angle, and it just slightly touched the rock and then snapped the mounting points. For this area, I'm looking at getting some really nice and beefy rock sliders made for it, because I'm planning on getting something that's chassis mounted, not just body mounted like the factory side steps are. Just because whenever you're overlanding or off-roading, you may end up bending the seals, which you don't really want to do on any car. Been there, done that. But with this, I wanted to keep the body as clean as I can. I'm not using it for like the abusive style. I'm not really off-roading it the abusive style like you see a lot of the patrols do. This is more of a chill Sunday driver. Hopefully next time you'll see me, we'll be getting our hands dirty again and doing a bit of wrenching on this. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen or what we're going to be doing to it, but hopefully we'll see you soon.